Hey guys, Shop Talk Podcast, episode 19. Quick turnaround this time.
Yeah. That's what happens when we do it on a weekend almost.
Yeah. I forgot. I'm going on vacation next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For where? Oh, yeah, you're going to Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That crazy state.
Yeah, I got to go see the fam.
Yeah, true. It was fun down there when we went last time.
Oh, yeah. You know where I'm going.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know
I know exactly where we're going. A quick one.
But anyways, this episode will make it special because they were racing in Maine last weekend or this prior weekend. Yep. And I don't know what you would call it, but as Adirondack XC is what they used to call it. New England cross country racing is what you look it up as now. But Scott Preston's we're going to be giving him a call here shortly. And
he's kind of the promoter.
Yeah.
The promoter of the New England cross country stuff, or
that's what it seems like. He does a lot. I mean, we'll get into it with him or whatever, but it seems like he does a lot just to keep races going out there, and that's huge.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Like Herf went out there and raced it this weekend. So he was a big name to go out there and race with those guys. So I feel like it brought a little bit more exposure to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
Yeah, that's good. It's good for them guys because that's kind of on the bucket list, to go out there and do some racing.
But yeah, they did a good job promoting it because I did see a lot of stuff about it. It was that it's a 150-mile race, but they actually cut it down to a 100-mile race this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, seeing something different out there that's 150 miles, they did a good job promoting it. Like I seen it quite a few times on my Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, before we give Scott a call here in a couple minutes, we had the ZRT out today.
Yeah,
we had it on the lake today.
Is it faster than the Red Dragon?
Fuck yeah!
Thank God. We were worried that the Red Dragon was still going to be faster than it, but thank God it's not.
To tell you the truth, Kyle, it's hard to tell you how fast it was going because it was so far past 100 on the speedo.
Yeah, I believe it. I've been trying to find them Black Magic. Black Magic used to make a gauge that went up to like 130.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that might be something you need.
Yeah.
But
so we got our 01 ZRT on the lake today, and it was just a couple of baseline speed runs with it because it still has reverse in it, still has an 1 1/4 track in it. But Dad just called me before I got here. He's like, Dad's stoked on it.
Oh, I bet he is. I bet he's just fired up.
Yeah, he was fired up. He already ordered a 1-inch track for it.
Yeah.
So Chad doesn't know about what he wanted to do for tracks for the rules.
Right.
But I would just say I think ISR would probably put a stamp on it. That would probably have to be 1 inch. And if Chad just says, hey, let's just do 1 inch across the board, I think everybody would be fine with that.
Right. 1-inch hacksaw is easy to come by.
Yeah, for sure. So we got a 1-inch hacksaw coming for it. So it was faster than the XC with an 1 1/4 in there.
Yeah. That's pretty damn good.
And with reverse in it. And it was down like 500 or 600 RPMs too on what peak should be.
Yeah. Torque monster then.
Yeah, but it needs we need a silencer or can for it because it's pretty quiet right now with the whole stock setup on it.
Yeah, you can barely tell that it's a triple.
Yeah,
you can't even tell.
You can tell when it's on it. It's got a little bit of a different tone to it.
Breaking news, we got one coming home. Eventually, I mean, it'll be here sometime. It's in New York right now.
Yeah,
96 ZRT with 500 miles on it.
It's clean.
Yeah,
looks clean.
It's freaking clean.
I haven't
looking.
seen it in person.
No, that's what I told when Colin sent me a picture of it. I said you got to get it home now to get it ready for nade wash.
Yeah, that probably won't happen.
No,
that's a big ask.
Yeah,
how does it have 500 miles on it?
I don't know. These guys in Connecticut. I mean. That's where it came from. So must have just sat in the shed or something.
Yeah, what do they do? How does something like that even exist?
Like
still,
even ours with 3,400 miles on it. Like that's not a lot for 01. I put that on in a season.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were pretty excited to get that DRT out there and have it be fast.
Yeah.
I wish we would have brought the radar gun out today. We didn't have it, or I was talking to Wes, and he said I should have put my phone in my pocket for GPS, and I didn't think of that while we were out there too. So, and I knew we were only doing a little bit today, so I didn't bring the GoPro out there or anything and record any of it. So, probably be making a video on that later this week. So yeah, we got
It's not a pooch. It's not a pooch.
Yeah. The triples are lining up.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're all getting ready for it. It better fucking happen.
Yeah. So yeah, Chad, we're ready. We're waiting on the rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say 1 inch track should be the.
We can kind of just base it off of like pro open rules.
Yep.
Basically all we're shooting at right now.
I would say so.
But we'll get back into it here with Scott and go over some of the stuff that is happening in New England. I know they had some more races scheduled. Not sure what's going to happen there, but we can get into it.
He'd probably be the guy to ask.
Yeah.
I
mean, probably.
Hello.
Hey, Scott, how's it going?
Hey, Gunnar, how are you?
Pretty good. Live on the Shop Talk podcast here with Kyle Grover and Brody Arlo.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good. Scott, we were just talking about this Okisak race. I don't know how the hell you say it.
Yeah, how do you say it?
Okisak. I don't know.
It's Oquassic, Maine.
Oquassic, Maine. Okay, it looked like a really cool event that you guys had. Can you kind of go over the course layout, like how many miles and what the course shaped up to be?
Yeah, so it's all on ice. It's a ice Le Mans race. It's unplowed. There wasn't a ton of snow on it. It was a beautiful location. We had it was based out of Bald Mountain Camps Resort in Oquassic. So if you look up that lake, it's Moose Look Magentic Lake. It's a huge lake. Try to say that 3 times in a row, but
I couldn't say it once.
So yeah, right. So I laid out. I actually went a couple weeks back and just threw the sled in the back of my truck. Went out there and roughed out a course, and I kind of was shooting for like an 8.3 mile. Mm-hmm. Course, and just for the sport guys and whatnot, the 25 miles, 3 laps. So that's what it was. It was long straightaways, sweeping corners, and if you bring that lake up on like Google Maps, there's a ton of little islands out around the back cove, and I run my course in and out of those islands, swooping around, and it just was a beautiful location to have a race. And straightaways were nice and long, and the corners were sweeping, and a little dog leg before you get back to the start finish line, and it wide. You could race 6 dump trucks wide on this course, and that's what I wanted. I wanted options, and we don't do timing systems. Everything is heads up. So when you got some classes are up to 14 people wide, you just swag them, let them go, and there's plenty of room to sort things out. So yeah, that was the course we had laid out for everybody.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, and you guys really did a great job of advertising this race. I mean, all of us were hearing about it here, and we were bummed out that we couldn't go or didn't have it in the plans to go. But yeah, it definitely looked like a lot of fun. You do a great job promoting the race. So are you the sole promoter for this Adirondack series or New England series? Or is there other people involved also?
No, this was something I brought together, New England Cross Country. I'm the promoter / race director. What happened, we had a cross country series here in the Northeast, Rock Maple Racing, that was around for a few years and did cross country. And me and my wife raced for them for 4 or 5 years, and they decided they were getting out of it, and which was too bad. And I didn't want the momentum to go away. I love cross country racing, and I wanted to stay around in the East. So I just never wanted to be a race director or promoter, but I didn't want all this to go away. So I just started this page and said, hey, let's try to put some races together. And we went from there. And yeah, we had a couple races in Panton, Vermont. And I think you mentioned you came down last year in Vermont, that Dead Creek race. And that was a long race as well, long flowing corners. And that was a beautiful location. But unfortunately, Federal Goose Reserve owns some of the inlets, and they had a problem with us being down there, so we had to find a different spot. So
that course, I did make it to that one. I forget, it might have been 2 years ago now, something like that. But it definitely looked like a lot of fun. It was kind of the same layout as like what you were talking about, where unplowed, but it got down to the groove really, really good. And me and Colin were sitting in the car. We're like, God damn it, we need to get a couple sleds out here to race these events. And that's kind of on the bucket list right now, is we're going to try and make some of these races eventually, if you can keep having them through the years, I mean, we'll definitely be out there for at least one. So that's something that we kind of shoot for. And then so we just got Nadawash is actually having 2 weekends. Leech Lake got canceled, and Nadawash is having 2 weekends of racing, the 24th, 25th, and then the 2nd and 3rd of March. So, that's kind of what we're aiming for right now. And, I mean, it's a lot to ask, but it'd be great to see some New England guys come over for that. But I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like also.
We don't know. There's a circuit that started up, Adirondack Cross Country Series, and unfortunately the weather in the New York area, they haven't had enough ice, and they had to put off and cancel a few events already. And hopefully we can get a cold snap and they can get a couple of them in. But there's not much going on right now. But all your listeners, I don't know if everybody know yet, but Turf come out to our event, and that was big. That put us on the map. Last Tuesday, I was sitting in the dozer, dozing. That's what I do. Do contracting work and construction work and running dozer, and I get a message, Zach Herfindahl, hey, I want to call you about your course. I'm like, whoa. So I gave him my number and talked to her for 15, 20 minutes, and had to keep my mouth shut because he's like, yeah, if we can find a place, we might come out. So I'm like, chomping at the bit. I want to announce this. But I couldn't. I didn't want to be that promoter to announce something like this and then Zach not make it out. So I kind of had to bite my lip and just be excited all week. And he showed up, and it just made this event huge. It was just awesome for Zach to come out and race with us. And hopefully we showed him a good time.
Yeah, I'd be lying if I didn't see Zach's story of when he was like in Ohio.
He was in Cleveland.
Yeah. And I was like, I bet you he's going out there this weekend. Yeah. And to tell you the truth, I did look up how far away it was, and it was about 27 hours. And I thought about it for a quick second. I was like, man, to go battle Zach out in Maine, that'd be pretty fun.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. But no, it was a good thing to see Zach out there, but there's also a lot of stiff competition in that area. The Vadai family, I mean, Luke Vadai, props to him. I mean, for even coming out to Pine Lake and racing this year. I mean, there was eyes on him. He was definitely did good in the semi-pro class. I think he got 5th overall here, which is really good. He's the one that stayed.
Yeah, his dad was the one that offered to bring our sleds out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Vadai family, I mean, it's not going unrecognized that how much you guys put in to compete in this sport anyways. And I mean, he had a hell of a race there for the final, or the 100-mile final. I believe Zach got out around him on the 9th lap or something.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Luke was, we actually did a Le Mans style start, the running start.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Zach fumbled a little bit on his tether or whatnot, or took him a few extra pulls. So he got out of the gate about dead last. Luke got out. My stepson kind of tucked right in behind him, his first kind of pro 100-mile race ever. And so they kind of jumped out, and just watching Zach come through the field, it was pretty cool. For that to happen. So
I wanted to bring up that Le Mans style start. Is that something you guys always do, or is that something you're just new to try just for the heck of it? Or
no, we just wanted to try something different. Saturday's event was just all regular cross country, all your sport guys, semi-pro and pro. And so Sunday was like we had a team race, and we had a trail pro race. Guys could bring their 850s out to run 50 miles, and we were going to do a 150-mile race, but we had a warm streak come through in the track where it grooved out, was getting wet. So we decided to cut that back to 100, which was fine anyways. But no, I just wanted to throw something different at Sunday's race and throw that Le Mans style start. And I think it's going to be cool when the video comes out, just to promote for next year. And that's kind of why I did it, just to add something a little different.
When I seen that, I thought it was cooler than hell because I've brought that up at some drivers meetings the last few years. As like, let's make it 100 yards.
Yeah, 100 yards. Yeah, that would really separate them. Yeah, screw the staggered start, just fucking Le Mans style. Yeah, that would be great.
I think it was like 2 years ago when we had the timing issue at Pine Lake.
Yeah,
and we didn't have a timing order. Yeah. So I said, let's just line it up 20 sleds wide and just Le Mans style and just go from there.
Yeah, that would be great. Fuck, maybe I could get the jump on some guys.
I think we had like 14 racers in that class, so they were lined right up, and it worked out good. Nobody tripped, nobody fell, and so a couple of them fumbled their tethers a little bit, but it was pretty cool to watch them take off and do that.
Yeah, Scott, I see you. Your stepson was racing, and he did pretty well for, his first the big pro race. Competing against the big guys, it'd be good to see him, competing more. And then how about yourself? Are you still into competing or racing, or?
Well, yes, I did race one race, but honestly, my wife was a racer too, my wife Mandy, and she didn't choose to race at all. It's such an ordeal to put one of these together, and I can't put the time into the sleds. I did race one race, but unfortunately I didn't have time to put a nice setup in, and that's what it took to win this race. It was a nice setup. The snow didn't make any bumps or anything. So I just raced one. I wish I could have done more, but it's okay. We got, my stepson is, filling in the shoes, and his accomplishments this weekend were huge. Just, if I can go into that just a little bit, he stepped up last year, the race I did, semi-pro, and I think he got a win and went on to the Adirondack Series, and said, we're going to keep you in semi-pro. He's 15 years old. I said, you got to race with some competition. You're only going to get better. And he won 2 races out in the Adirondack Series, had a DNF, learned a lot from that and a second, and started this year off. Just to go into it a little bit, he's just turned 16. He's just got his license, so his sled is one of our favorites, and we're not going to let it go. It's a 2021 Polaris XCR 600, the 129, and that sled from day one since I've had it, it's been spot on. You can't mess it up, but it has 4,000 miles on it, so we want to start working on it this year. So come August, we started working on it. A-arm bushings, took the suspension apart, every bush in the suspension, put new piston rings in it, and trying to get a 16-year-old kid that's just got his license, chasing tail, to want to spend time in the shop. It's a struggle, but I want that kid to turn every nut and bolt. I think that's very important, these young kids. I don't want to be just the stepdad that throws him on a piece of equipment. I want him, and he does. I do struggle a little bit at trying to get him to work in the shop, but I think after this weekend, he appreciates that, because his sled was on it, and we did some testing, and he was on it. He swept both semi-pro classes, and they were big fields too. They were 12, 13 racers, and then we're throwing him into this 150 come Sunday, and on Saturday, that was his first 50-mile win he'd ever had. So throw him into with all these pros, and he lines up in a field. I said, look at this. You're lining up in a field with Zach Herfindahl. I said, this is as big as it gets right here, bud. Just go out there and learn. Just go out there and learn. And he used his head. Smart kid. Followed Luke Vady around. Kept Luke in sight. He actually pulled up second lap next to Luke, and said he could have probably pulled through him by the inside, but he said it was going to put him in both a compromising situation. So he backed out of it. And then the pit stops came, and Zach moved his way up through. He learned some stuff following Zach's lines, and he kept in third that whole race through a fuel stop, first ever fuel stop. And yeah, the kid's got a bright future if he wants to keep after it. So kudos to him. And I want to get him out to Pine Lake. I promised him last year after his first semi-pro win, I said, we're going to get you out to Pine Lake this year. But I just couldn't swing it. The gas prices just kept getting higher and higher. I couldn't swing getting out there and back. So hopefully next year we'll see you guys at Pine Lake, and we can come out.
That'd be great. I was going to bring that up to you if you and your stepson do want to make the trip out here or whatever. We got garages to work in, and then I could put you up in the house too. I mean, it should just be great to get some of you guys out here and competing at which is what we think is the highest level.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely is. In 2019, I came out, hooked a ride with Kenny Murphy out. We brought a sled out, and I raced semi-pro, and I'd run pretty good on the ice around here in semi-pro in the East, and holy shit, those boys out there are fast. I learned a lesson real quick. There's a whole different ball game out west, and I learned a lot, and now I can apply that to Noah's sled. But I would love to come out again and learn even more.
Yeah, I mean, we'll stay in contact for sure, because I'd be interested, if you guys wanted to come out the week prior, whatever, we can do some wrenching and get a setup dialed in and, go racing. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I liked watching the videos that like Zach was putting on and everything on how the track developed because I guess it rained there on Saturday is what he said. It was just a downpour.
Yeah, we got 2 brief downpours, and the sun was out. It was a beautiful day for racing, but we did get 2 downpours. And so the ice grew in the corners. Of course, they're digging in 6-8 inches. It was all getting all slushy. But I think, Gunnar, you would have run really well on this course, especially with your 4-stroke, the power that makes and the heavy conditions of the snow. You would have had a good run out here.
Yeah, I do. I really enjoy those wet conditions of Nadawash, like just where it sounds like as your sled's driving away, it sounds like a jet ski in the water. Like just those heavy pull-ins, wet conditions. Hit this puddle here, scrub speed. Hit this puddle coming into the corner, scrub speed here, and I like those conditions. They're just fun. Like I've never been. I won semi-pro in 2019 in those conditions, but other than that, it's just been fifth. And
Herf put on his story, he was drying his gear out in the lodge or whatever, and he wrung his socks out, and they were just soaked. I was like, that looks like fun.
Yeah. I think he says it. Yeah, he's used to it. Like the Nadawash race is the same way every year or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. We've been pretty lucky the last handful of years to where it's usually like 40 and sunny a few times.
Yeah, and there's usually about probably like 6 inches of water at least on the northmost part of the track. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, running through water. But no, that's good to hear that you guys are out there still trying to, have a circuit out there and have some races. That's great, because when I was out there working, there was no shortage of snowmobiles out there. It's like they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Was it like a good turnout this past weekend? Did you have a lot of entries? And
we did. Yeah. The most I've seen in a long time. Of course, that area, that Aquasic Maine area, is a snowmobile hub. I think the Rangeley Club that's in that area has the most amount of members out of any club in Maine. So we will attract more guys that showed up on their 800s and 850s that run the Trail Pro class. Hopefully we can get those guys to get some 600s and come run the sport and semi-pro classes. I see some really, really good racers in those classes that really could do well in the sport and semi-pro classes if they would just get a 600 and set it up and race. And it doesn't take a whole lot to do that either. So, could I just shout out to some of my help this weekend?
Of course.
I could. Yeah. The Bald Mountain Camps and Resorts was a great place. And I couldn't do this without a group of guys behind me. My brother, Eric, Travis Brisbane, Alex Zwickel, my wife, Mandy, she's the rock in all this. She keeps me sane so I don't go crazy. I'm running in 5 different directions through these events. My stepson, Noah, the racer, and helping me set up the course. My daughter, Eliza, She wants nothing to do with snowmobiles. She doesn't care anything. But she comes, she puts on a smile. Her and her cousin Bella ran registration, and she's done it for me every year. So I got to thank those guys: Brian Barrows, Nick Dolman, Jenna Paquin. They all helped me out a ton. I couldn't have done this without them. It takes an army of people dedicated and loving snowmobiles. And that's what I got, a group of people that just love snowmobiles, loves watching racing, loves racing. So I just wanted to get that out of the way first, because those guys, without those guys, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this alone.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's like being close with the Dyrdahls and them doing Pine Lake by themselves the last 2 years. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just look how many sponsors it takes,
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes a lot.
Yeah. I wish I was a better salesman like Chad. I did have a chance to meet Chad Dyrdahl when I went to Pine Lake with Kenny. I love the passion Chad puts in, and I heard the interview you guys did with him after Pine Lake, and I was like, that guy right there, that's who I want to be, and that's the passion I put in. So I could hear it when he talked about it. It was great listening to him after Pine Lake.
Yeah. No, he does a really good job at it.
Yeah.
And some of it must have rubbed off on you, because it definitely seemed like it was promoted more in this last race. So doing something right.
I'm trying to get the word out there, because if 3-4 people show up, with the entry fees, you can't make it work. You gotta get it out there. People gotta have fun. So it was a great time, great turnout. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And I mean, we hope you guys have a good rest of the season. Looking forward to any news that comes out of your page there. So that's
yeah. I just got home 4:00 today. I just finished picking up the track this morning, gathering up stakes and whatnot. And when got a quick story for you on the way home. Was sitting there. I've been chomping at the bit to listen to you guys' Sioux 500 podcast. and so I see it was posted. I went to Aquasic Thursday, and I forget you posted it Friday or whatnot. I was like, I started listening to it in the cabin one night, but people were around, and I was being unsocial trying to listen to you guys. So I stopped it. So as soon as we got in the truck, headed back today, I was like, I want to finish listening to that podcast. I got to hear how Kenny and the boys did, and Kyle and Gunner, and I was like, okay, let's put it on. So I put it on. We were listening to it, and I think Brody was giving Kyle shit about, he kept coughing in the mic, and I looked down, I see a message come through, and it was Kyle saying, hey, you want to come on the podcast? So that's a cool story. I picked that up as Brody was yelling at him about coughing.
Hell yeah, that's good to hear.
Yeah, and hopefully this helps out a little bit. We can share it on the New England page and spread the word that we want racers here and we want to go there. So,
oh, absolutely. I think we can make that happen. Another one of your podcasts. My favorite one today is Brian Dyrdahl. I could listen to that guy over and over. Just the experience he's got, and to pull one of his quotes out of his podcast. Me and my stepson Noah, racer. So we made a pact. Every race we go to, when we pull in there, we're gonna say, didn't come here to make friends. We come here to win this bitch. So that's a Brian Dyrdahl quote that we're going to take to every race we go to. So that's pretty awesome to listen to Brian and his stories. So Brian's podcast has probably got a lot of listens to, and probably half of them are mine. I just listen to them over and over. So
yeah, that's good. Like you say, there's quotes, that from that episode that stick, and I think of one. Like when I'm working on shit all the time, it's one that he said geometry is not a theory, it's a fact. And it's like, that sticks with me so much.
Yeah, that sticks with me too. I don't know why, just because it's so funny and like just true.
Yeah, it's funny.
Absolutely. I've used that one out in the garage before. Geometry's not a theory, it's a fact. Yeah, that's a great quote, and that'll probably live on for a while.
Yeah, for sure. No, we're hoping to maybe get Brian in here another time too. Maybe even with we could have we could have all the Dyrdahls on and we could go for hours. You know? So.
Yeah, I would like to listen to Chad, some of Chad's racing stories and whatnot. Have Chad in sometime and get some of his stories and whatnot. So, and Brian Dyrdahl throwing his second and third place trophies at signs on the way home from races is priceless too.
Yeah.
When we were at the bar at Pine Lake after the awards were done and everything, and I had my 2 second place plaques, I asked Brian, I said, well, what signs should I aim at tonight on my way home? He said the mailboxes of the people you don't like, and if you miss on the first try, go back and pick it up and try again.
Oh, that's priceless. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. No, that was a good one. There's a lot of people enjoyed that one to listen to Brian, because Brian's a pretty quiet spoken guy. If you're ever like around him just at a race or something, and to get him to actually tell all his stories was pretty neat.
Yeah. A lot of stories there, and I was just riveted to the microphone as he was talking, and just listening to him, all the experience, taking it in. So he's probably forgotten more than I'll ever know. So.
Thanks for sorry,
thanks for calling, Scott. We hope that you guys have a good rest of the season, like I say, and hopefully get some more races in anyways if you're gonna make the effort for it. So.
Yeah. We'll try to plan on coming out and hanging out with you guys and bringing Noah out. And yeah, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate you putting races on.
Yeah, good deal. And then this one's for Kyle. Mega float!
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Hang on now.
All right, bye guys.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Oh, funny. Yeah.
Goddamn, we have fans. Jesus Christ. That was so cool.
Yeah, that's funny.
Goddamn, that is so cool.
Yeah. So getting into, this Nadawash stuff, what do you think the conditions are going to be?
For people that don't know, like that Leech Lake got canceled, pushed back to February 24th and 25th at Nadawash. So now Nadawash is going to hold 2 races. Man, Scott was a good guy to talk to.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Yeah, we just kind of eased over that.
Yeah.
That was cool as hell.
Yeah, really good conversation.
You could tell that he had passion and he wants to put on more and better events.
I followed the page for a long time, and he definitely does a great job at promoting the races and keeping them going.
And trying to get just better with every race, it sounds like. And
not gonna lie, when I seen Herf was going out there, I looked into the logistics of going out there.
Yeah.
Of like, man, I could throw my sled on this 2-place trailer,
haul ass there.
27 hours.
Yeah. No, it's a trek. It's a long fucking drive.
Yeah. Even the 10 hours to the Sioux that we did, that's a long drive.
Yeah. When Herf posted that story, he was in Ohio, I was like, well, you're like halfway.
Oh my God.
Oh God, that's a long way to go for a snowmobile race.
Yeah.
But I seen he was trail riding today. So.
Yeah, so he stayed out there. Well, there's no snow here, so it makes sense
Yeah,
to,
true.
Just go out there and ride.
Mm-hmm.
So.
How much snow they got there?
Well, Maine usually gets, dumped on pretty good, but I don't know.
It looked like in the one video they had rideable snow.
Oh, okay. So way more than we have. So
yeah, we don't have rideable.
No, not at all. Not even close.
No. But Core Power Sports, February 24th and 25th, and March 2nd and 3rd at Nadawash. As of right now, we don't have very much snow, and they've put out there that like with the minimal snow that they're going to plow the course, and there should be no reason why you can't.
Right, exactly.
Because we were just out on Pine Lake today, or when we were out on Pine Lake today, and there's like minimal snow, like just a few little finger drifts, like almost just enough to keep the Hyfax cool the whole time. So I look forward to that. Like a good
make that bitch 40 feet wide.
So a good like Nadawash ice course is so much fun.
Oh yeah, it's a blast because it's usually good weather, And
it looks
the March weekend is usually good weather.
But like looking at the 10-day forecast, it does look good.
Yeah,
like,
that'll be fun. But that means I'm gonna fight the jetting. The whole fucking anytime it gets warm, I have to fight the jetting. The old Liberties don't like warm.
Dad's Gen 2, like, it doesn't matter. Like, that thing runs good all the time.
Keans.
Oh, is that the thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, the Makunis are a little... Well, I fought it before where the Keans were finicky, so I put Makunis on it. Yeah. And then it was like, well, it's about the same finickiness, but yeah, Makunis are a little... They're a bitch to get in there, like work on them and stuff, but they're just a little more simplistic. I mean...
Sure.
I like the Makunis better. Some people like the Keans better.
So question for you, Kyle, about the ZRT. So it's got the rack style carbs.
Yeah.
And with this air box, that's...
I'm sorry. Sorry, Scott.
Keep coughing into the mic. With the rack style carbs and this air box that they got on the ZRT, it is a pain in the ass to change jets on it. Yeah. So like on that Jeremiah Johnson's ZRT Sioux sled, they have it was a Black Magic airbox on it. I can't remember what it was called in that post.
Power breather, something like that.
Something along the lines. But it was even I was almost thinking of a more simpler setup than that even. Like we're almost thinking of putting like a wall next to kind of block it off from the clutch. And then just putting like 3 small little UNI or K&N filters on each carb.
You could, but everything that I've done in the past, that throws everything way off compared to an airbox.
Yeah. Like, we know that. Like, it'd be a lot of readjusting and refiguring stuff out. But it'd be so much simpler.
It is, but, I mean, you just got to figure out, where you want your air to come from.
Yeah, and like looking at like because
it comes from the front.
Well, technically, yeah.
No, on a fucking wedge, it comes behind the windshield.
And these, like, where your footwells are, there's 2 vents where that feeds up into the air box on the sled. But I was telling Dad, looking at Austin Leak's triple, his is just 3 open carbs.
Yeah, but he's got. There's not really anything behind it. There's no dash or anything.
No. So it's pretty exposed all the way back to him, pretty much all the way to his little gas tank.
Maybe what I would try, how the new cats are, how they have just that big piece of rubber that just pops on the throttle bodies.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could find a model, I believe Yamaha had it where it was just rubber that instead of having do you have the O-rings or whatever?
Yeah.
In the airbox?
Yeah.
Maybe they're a motherfucker. I found a good way to do that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like taking it's just time consuming.
Yeah.
And to get those rubber boots onto the carbs is like, man, if we're trying to do this at 10 below, it's not going to be fun.
Yeah. So I'll give that up right now with them fucking rubber boots. Usually you put the airbox on and then put the rubber boot on. And then if you can get a lip, notch your airbox out a little bit and then get the front lip folded underneath of it. Then I just take pliers and run it around in a circle.
Yeah.
And it folds right instead of fucking trying to tuck them in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, that's what, cause even on that Sioux build, it's almost got like a ram air duct from like one of the hood vents and it comes in through the top and that's all it has. So it's like, if anybody has a Black Magic airbox they want to get rid of, hit me up.
I don't know if running the pods would be a good idea with the dash and stuff on there.
You just don't think it would get the air or what?
Well, it'd be bad air,
Well, like that's why we'd build like, what the hell am I trying to say? Like, we'd build a cover.
Some sort of a box to go over.
You make your own air box?
No, not essentially a whole box, but just some sort of cover that would run like on the inside of the clutches. So it wouldn't be like here'd be the cover we'd build, and then here'd be like that carburetor.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like sucking in hot clutch air right there.
Yeah.
It'd be somewhat enclosed off.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's something that's just more of a convenience.
Yeah.
Than
well, and then it would throw off your tuning too. I was going to say maybe tune it like that, but then throw the box on.
That's what but
it's going to throw off the tuning with the single filters.
Yep. 100%. So that's what we don't know. It's just for convenience of jetting.
Oh, so we put a post out there earlier. People, if they had any questions.
That's what I was gonna. Do you think should we get Vince on for questions too?
Yeah, we could put Vince on, but I'll just get into the one that I got off on mine.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to incorporate. You had the ZRT on the lake today, and you went testing with it. And Eric Larson, a guy that I raced against in Iowa, and then they actually came up and did the Fossen race too. They're from down by the cities.
Okay.
And they have a cool Pro X. And then
those are the guys with the letters and the numbers, or no? I think those are Rylands.
Yeah, no, those are Relands.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
No, these are different group of guys. But
okay.
Super nice guys. I parked up next to them in Iowa, and yeah, they like to have fun, and they have some cool stuff. But Eric asked our group could use some tips about how to practice and prepare, things to watch for and tweak as you get the sled ready for race day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, we can kind of incorporate that with your ZRT when you got it on the lake today.
Yeah.
So
what was the question again? Sorry.
Prepare. Okay. Use some tips on how to practice and prepare.
Okay.
So how to practice. First, you find a big fucking body of water. if you're going lake racing or whatever you're doing, whatever you want to set your setup as, but try to get it as close as possible as race day. And then really all we like, so we already have our handling and stuff, like the way we set our bars and stuff, is pretty much, we do play with it a little bit, but that's a big thing, is how to set your bars. And so once all that stuff's taken care of, really the fine tuningness is RPM. You got to make sure it's there the whole time. You got to find your peak RPM, where you make the most horsepower and where you want to hold that RPM. And you got to figure out a gear ratio for what speed you want to aim for.
Yeah. So like the prepare part of that side of it for me is like, come October is when my sled goes like on the lift, because I've never had a new sled. Mm-hmm. So waiting for a new sled in the box or something. So like come October, it's on the lift and it's being gone through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so like literally front to back, all the bearings, everything, pull a skid, put new track in, all new chain gears, everything. And then pretty much put it back, like every nut and bolt is blue Loctited meticulously, like back and everything. Oh, Vince. And then, I was just looking at what Vince was saying. So I do that in October. So then come November, if we do have early ice, that we're ready as soon as the ice freezes. So like the preparation, there was always one quote. It was like failure to prepare to fail. So like there's a lot of prep work that goes into it just to make sure your sled.
But I was
is he talking about that, or am I going too far into it?
No, I think you're not on the crest yet. So, so what I was saying, you have your sled, you want to find your peak RPM,
I don't know, it sounds like he's kind of coming at it from the start where Gunnar was talking about.
Yeah. But this is also start, you want to find your RPM and what you want to run. Where that sled makes power.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What if we're talking to a complete nobody that has never even rode a sled? They don't even know what RPMs is.
Perfect information for them. Find a fucking RPM that makes the most power.
Gotta look it up on the internet.
Yeah, it's all over the fucking internet.
Usually that is on the internet.
Your gear ratios, they're in old fucking books, stuff like that. And figure out what speed you want to fucking books. You can look it up on the internet. The internet's fucking crazy. All right. Have you ever been there?
Oh God. The dark web or the regular web?
No, I'm I'm fucking talking about finding gear ratios and what speed they can get you to.
Yeah, basically what I've realized is everything that's printed in manuals is exactly right. So. They don't, they account for all the friction in different scenarios and everything. So if it says 138, you should get 138.
We brought Vince in at a bad time.
I know, Kyle's already mad.
No, these are things you want to shoot for, prepping or preparing a sled.
Yeah. I mean, Vince prepared shocks to go through the desert of Dakar.
Yeah. So,
right.
Starting from a fucking stock machine, you know, Find what
Sure.
peak RPM, what speed do you think you can get out of it.
Mhm.
And then,
Right.
you know, just basically tune for that speed. If you can't hit that speed, fucking restart.
Lay off the cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, Vince, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
He said he's live from Zorba's.
You're at
Live from
Zorba's, right?
Zorba.
Zorby's, bro.
Uh-huh.
Are you and Hannah on a date night right now, or?
Well, we always come Monday nights so we can get our ass handed to us in trivia.
Trivia?
Oh,
Yeah.
Put us on
Monday
this
nights
shit.
are trivia nights.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
do,
you guys should come down.
I do like Zorba's. Like, I am a pizza connoisseur.
We know.
Good, good. You'll have to come down one of these days then. We need help.
I could help in trivia, maybe. I don't know.
It hasn't been Iron Maiden or Back to the Future trivia, so not going well.
Oh.
So
Are
maybe
you-
I could help.
Are you doing it right now, Vince, or trivia hasn't started yet?
No, it hasn't started yet.
Oh.
Starts at 7.
Oh, okay. So we're not causing you any
What?
issues.
No.
Oh, okay. What was it last?
Maybe you got some nice background music. I don't know.
Well, it shouldn't be too bad. We won't get copyrighted for it. Oh, just the last half of your question there, Kyle, was to how to practice.
Yeah, so things to watch for, tweak, get the sled ready for race day.
Yeah, like for practicing, like Vince, like our practice tracks, like when you were up here, we like to make the practice tracks like almost like super, super small and tight because like everybody can go in a straight line, but to get it to handle
That's
good
true.
and to be able to hold on to it on a tight little track is what makes the handling like, you know, you're going to be able to hang on to it for the duration of the race, right?
Right.
So
And,
like,
yeah, basically, the easier the practice track, the better you're going to do on race day.
when
Oh,
you-
wait. That's
The
not it.
harder,
Yeah.
the harder the practice track.
Yeah.
You're gonna be so fucked when trivia comes on.
I know.
And how would you start? Would you start the sled tight
Well,
and loosen it up?
Talked about that.
We've had this
yeah.
conversation before.
And you can either start loose or start tight and just figure out, you know, I mean, either way, you're gonna find the sweet spot.
Yeah,
whether-
you have to go both ways.
yeah.
Vince, you're
And
kind of
it obviously depends on the rider, too, because, like, I got on Gunner's sled and just about did donuts.
Yeah.
to justify it. It was loose that day, and I knew it was loose, but it was like how I'm comfortable with a loose sled. I know what it's gonna at least do, but except for on Pine Lake race day on Saturday when you weed your brains out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can kind of go over again, you know, a loose setup is not enough track on the ground.
Or not enough studs.
Not enough studs. That's another thing you got to make sure. So
Fast
how we do it is, you know, we're pretty much picking the sled up out of the trailer and setting it back on the ground to keep the studs, everything in good shape, carbides, everything. You want to make sure that shit is like,
It never touches dirt.
yeah,
Ever.
you want to. The way you get your stud is the way how it should go on the ice on race day. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's that sharp.
Yep. Right,
Yeah.
Right, Vince? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how sharp mine are. I don't really care, but
Yeah.
they're probably fine.
Then you get guys like Vince that just don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I'm doing, like, spark burnouts on the tar or anything. But
That's what I mean. Don't do that.
Man,
Yeah.
I remember being a kid at like Oslo and watching Ryan Simons. And Ryan Simons came across the tar because they weren't running across the tar at this time too. And he came across the tar completely pitched sideways, wide open on the tar. And it was like, damn, that's how you go fast.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
good.
But
What's Ryan Simons doing these days?
I don't know. He's up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Communism.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he won X Games gold and just said peace out.
I mean, I would
Go out on
probably
top.
too.
Yeah, pretty much. But since you're at supper here, Vince, we won't bother you too long. We had some questions, but me and Brody and Kyle will do our best to answer them. So,
Good. What do we got?
oh, you want some or?
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
Okay, practicing for trivia.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah,
I got to get in the zone.
Just so don't want Hannah to get mad at us that we're hogging you. Okay.
That was a posi track rearing in a Plymouth.
That was one of the questions. Did you know
It
that?
just does.
It just
Next.
does.
That was one of the questions.
Oh, I'll be damned. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It just does.
Do you know Eric Thompson, Vince? One of the old USXC guys?
Mm-hmm.
What's the best brand of duct tape to make sure your helmet has enough orange?
3M.
3M.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, for orange stuff, I like to use the duct
tape.
tape brand. Yep.
I don't know. 3M's more expensive, so it's got to be better.
The duct tape shit really fucking sticks.
Actual duct tape.
Yeah. Yep.
The shit they used on the space station.
Yeah.
One guy asked, when you're a kid and Bugs Bunny dressed up as a girl bunny, did you find him attractive?
What the fuck?
No. No, I did not.
Party on, Wayne.
I'm too young to know that.
That was Vince.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
asked
Vince?
that. Yeah.
Ask that. Oh, Vince, you're a dumbass.
Well,
That's
for the people.
That's a movie reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne's World.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm too young to know that one.
No, so I was totally stumped at what Vince was asking there.
Spencer got it.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep, the Carbide Podcast guy got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he is to you anymore is the Carbide Podcast
Well,
guy?
Spencer Labria, yeah, that's.
He's going to
sure,
watch this and he's just going to be like, I'm just the Carbide Podcast.
I'm sure we're just the Shop Talk gang to him or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, we need to be treated like royalty.
No, we
I was
don't.
messaging him the other day
We're in a cold
when he was
garage.
at AIM Expo or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And he was talking to one of the Fox guys that I was at Sturgis with when I gave them all a musical experience for a bunch of guys that were fishermen and like country music and stuff. There was a very death metal band on one night when I awoke in their souls.
You were slapping the bass?
No, there was much more than just slapping the bass. They were wondering if we were at a sacrifice.
Ah, I know that kind of music.
Yeah, it was good.
Brandon Christian, Vince, belt drive or chain drive? Chain, just because of the lack of R&D that's kind of into the belt, or?
Yeah, it's just hard to change stuff around.
That's true.
I guess people are going to find that out with the Catalyst.
Yeah.
It's only been out for a season, but
Well, Polaris
Also, I've never used belt drive.
but Polaris has been doing it for a while.
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know
since
that.
like a long time in the RMKs.
12?
Yep.
12, I think.
Yep.
Like 12, I think it was.
Yeah. I just said that.
I think it was 12.
Shows how much I know about Polarises.
Yep.
I'm a chain case man myself, just because
The simplicity.
Actually, you know what?
simplicity.
Diamond Drive. That was peak.
Yep. The 4 ounces of oil that thing would hold, man, that was mint.
You know, I know the guy who invented that shit.
Right before it exploded.
He's got this. He's got a shop in Island Park.
Really?
Yeah, Idaho.
Oh. Well, okay, Vince. We'll get into the rest of these.
Yeah, we don't need to hold you
All
for
right.
this.
Yeah.
Go
All
have
right.
fun.
Yeah, we got to get in the zone here.
Yeah.
So,
Good luck on trivia.
yeah, guess what our team name is?
VS3.
No, yeah, I think it was once actually, but I don't know.
Blue Crew.
Yep.
Nice. See, Gunner's good at trivia too.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Can you give me a multiple choice? God damn it.
Well, okay, Vince. Hey, you're leaving for the desert again?
Yeah, I go out tomorrow morning, get on a plane, go test with Dustin Jones again for the week.
Nice.
Hopefully finish up early and go ride some dirt bikes out in Barstow.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Bringing your own down there, or like somebody?
No. Yeah, buddy out there.
Oh, heck yeah.
So,
Man, dirt
yeah,
bike sounds fun right now.
I
yeah.
was thinking of that the other day. I was like, fuck, that field needs to be turned up.
Turns out fields make excellent corner tracks.
They
So,
do. Yep. I did that my first week. I got that RMZ 450.
Mm-hmm.
I had arm pump in like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, oh my God, I'm not ready to ride dirt bike again.
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as we got back on the track, then it was like, oh, okay, yeah. This is normal. But in a muddy field on a brand new dirt bike, you don't want to crash. It's like I had arm pump so fast.
Heck yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
We need a mute button.
Yeah.
For you.
Me, you did it too.
Not as much.
Me?
No, Brody.
Oh.
Brody's got frog in his throat tonight. So.
Who, me?
Ah, jeez.
Yep.
I think I just sang too much in the car.
Did you enjoy the Super Bowl events?
We did watch it, yes.
Taylor Swift won, I guess.
Anna was very excited about all the Taylor Swift sightings.
Yeah, I counted 14.
Did you?
Yeah.
14?
14.
How many do you think it was? I think Hannah agrees.
Yeah. You didn't bet like over or under on how many times they'd show her?
No, I was just counting from the minute I started watching it to when we turned it off. 14 times.
Oh. Well, yeah, you can tell her that Mandy was in the same boat of just cheering every time they showed her.
You know, if this is what the NFL has come to, fucking
sign me up for rugby.
Yeah. I want to see fucking full out contact, concussions. Not this fucking pretty boy fucking Taylor Swift shit.
All right. I got to go here now.
Yep.
Okay,
have fun, Vince.
Love you, bye. Mega food.
All right. Mega food.
He whispered it.
Okay. Like reading through some of the questions, I was like, I don't know if Vince would answer that one. I don't know if Vince knows about that one. So we'll just go. Mandy told me, she's like, well, you don't have to read all of them. It's like, well, I don't know. I don't want to leave anybody out.
And how many is there?
Paulie V, Paul Vateva, he entered the radio world. Did you know that?
I seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it yet though.
Paulie V did great. I watched most of it anyways, but he asked them how to make a Gen 2 slower. They are too damn fast. All I got to say is just tow it in.
It'll be so sketchy you'll want to slow down.
That's the only way you can slow them fucking
That'd be
things
one
down.
way to do it.
Just tow them in.
That would be. But Paulie V's on a new Artie cap. So he hasn't raced a Gen 2 this year. Or does he still have his?
He's been talking about it.
Oh,
He's
bringing it
still,
back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
He's been talking about it.
Well, he'll want to speed it up to keep up to Dad on this new ZRT.
You know what? I'm pumped. He's gonna have it at Nadawash. I got to race against that fucking thing.
I'll probably be in it too.
In classics?
Yeah.
How can you both? Oh, with the Red Rocket and the fucking.
Like I'll probably just pull like a Tate or a Christensen of just go out there, do some laps, and then just pull off.
Yeah.
Just to get some extra laps on.
Yeah.
Because like
laps.
Yeah, pretty much. Since you're already entered there and everything, and you're paying all the insurances and whatnot,
might as well.
then the classics entry fee is only $60.
Yeah.
So if you were to go there just to race classics, it's way too much.
Yeah.
To do that. So like since I'm already paying pro open, pro stock prices, I'll just throw extra $60 in there just to go get an extra 3-4 laps on the track just to see what the track's like.
Yeah, I wish I could enter more with the XC, but
Pro open.
700.
Oh yeah, cheater sled.
Yeah. So how would you make a sled slower?
Make it slower?
Yeah. Like I'm like actually thinking about this question.
Gear it down.
Just gear it down.
Gear it down. Put an extremely loose belt on there.
Duh.
Longer lug track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a lot of ways to slow a sled down. So just picture a mountain sled, slow as fuck.
True. Yeah.
Be like Wes Selby, hold the brake all the way around the track.
Could do that too. My God.
Are you calling Wes slow?
No, Wes is fast. He said his wrist was still hurting when I messaged him a little bit today. He said his wrist was still a little sore from his Sioux tip over. So, but yeah, get into these questions. There's like 20, Brody.
Oh, okay.
So, and they're all pretty short, like to where we could pound through them. Because I want to just go through the whole list. Like I'll feel bad if I left somebody out.
Yeah, if there's only 20, yeah. Here, if there's like 50 or something,
and like some of them aren't questions and whatnot. So Austin Leak,
you got too much ADHD right now.
No, this is for my Zintin.
Okay. Austin just says ALR.
Okay. Cool.
Trevor, that's not a question. It's just a lifestyle. But and then like I'll probably just say first names because I don't want to butcher anybody's last name. I'm terrible at names. Like how would you get Tanner Tarsi?
Yeah, Tarsi.
Yeah, I think he's from Michigan. Yeah. He contacted me and said he has a lead on some Black Magic pipes. If we wanted some.
That'd be cool.
So I'll put that out there that we're not really in the market for pipes right now, but maybe if you had a can or a set of stingers
to do some testing with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's probably what we'll lean towards more to start with. But it's hard to find 01 stingers. Yeah. Like you could find them to beat hell for like yours.
They're only a 2-year machine.
Yeah.
The 01 and 02.
So it's hard to find a set of stingers or a can where you'll feed into like maybe one just like coffee can almost. Because I noticed that's what Austin Leak has on his. Is it wasn't 3 individual pipes; it was 3 into just a 1.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any leads on one of those, hit me up
for 01, 02.
Oh, yep.
And 95 through 99, different.
Yep.
Or 95 to 2000, different.
Oh, really?
95 to 2000, different. Well, what year did they switch? 90. What would be 99? They switched to a ZR2 chassis.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know if that one's different or not.
Yeah. So 01. If you got anything for 01, let me know. Even the guy for the remember we brought up the LMB speed chop sled?
Yeah.
Last week? That guy hit me up too. He's like, if anything you want to know, just let me know. And he sent me a picture of it with the hood off. He's like, holy shit. I said that thing was put on a show to watch.
You didn't fucking send me that picture?
Well, no, I was going to show you when we were here.
Yeah. I need that picture. I need to I need to get in contact with these guys.
Yeah, you can message. I'll give you that guy's info. Yeah, you can message him. He said, so Tanner Tarsi, you guys plan on doing podcasts with Herf. And I did talk to Zach about it, like at the beginning of the season, like before all the races started getting canceled, that like after a race we were doing with him. But now like since Nadawash is going to be back to back and Herf will be in Minnesota. Yeah. So I think maybe it'd be cool to try to get Herf in here.
In studio, yeah. That would be cool. I know it'd be hard for him because he lives in Eagle River and then is up at the shop.
Yeah. But since we'll be in between back-to-back races here, and it's not too far away, so if I bet you Zach might maybe listen to this on his way home.
Yeah.
We
need to get it in his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
To get him in here. Because it'd be cool to have him in here instead of just calling him. Because
it is cool having people here. It's awesome.
One of the Mount Rushmore guys.
Yeah.
So. Edward Wilson, what carbides are you guys running on the lake? How far back can you go on triple? Oh, maybe for like a year?
Oh, yeah, it's open.
Yeah, sled years is the old triple class, a mod class. Yes.
Yeah.
Like essentially a pro open class.
Yeah, it's basically pro open triple up to 600cc any year is kind of what they've run it down as so far.
In Chad's one post, he talked about it.
So
it
far.
Like any triple, any year, pretty much pro open rules.
I think that's a good baseline to just stick with, and then up to 600cc limit. Yep. No 650s.
No.
I have one sitting in the fucking garage right now.
Well, you got a 600 triple already. What about that one you sent me down south? Were you gonna go look at that one?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. So there's I'm not gonna somebody else to go fucking snag it right now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, looking at getting another ZRT so me and Colin can both run.
Oh, so, I see. Yeah. Sure, that would make sense.
Yeah.
And what carbides are you running on the lake?
So, depending on conditions, I mean, you can run up to like a 10-inch round, or you can run like a 6-inch round.
A 6-inch round? Like I would think maybe a 6-inch comp bar, just for the pressure per square inch.
Yeah, just like maybe some ground down 6 inches, but like when the ice is real soft, like how Nadawash will be.
Yep.
I bet you could get away with a 6-inch round ground down.
Yeah, true. Like on Brody's Gen 2, when he's running that's only like 6-inch comp bars.
Yeah.
On it. But
like anything over that in a comp bar is really aggressive.
Yeah. Way too grabby.
Yeah. So just a standard, 8-inch round bar is just a good baseline to get started.
Yep. Woody's 10-inch round bar. That's what we use. And I will try a 6, like we do have a cut down 6-inch comp bar on my 4-stroke, but it's way too heavy on the front end to use it. So, so it's just, we've been playing with it with where you can put the carbide like 50-50.
Yeah.
If you look at it from the spindle down, on if the carbide's 50-50, or if you want like a little bit more towards the front or a little bit more towards the back. And I've been moving mine a little bit more towards the front.
Yeah,
and
because the back, when they hang off the back so much, it's like halfway through the steer, it's turns
heavy.
into like 100-pound weight that you're trying to force.
100%. Yeah, so it gets heavy on.
Yeah, so your position of it too really matters. So,
Brandon Christian, should a race team take their sleds to a wind tunnel? I mean, if you have the funding to do it, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, aerodynamics is a big thing.
Like that's where like the aero kit that all the Polaris guys run at the Sioux.
Yeah, did you see their RSI skis have holes drilled in the front of them for aero?
No, I thought it's like it's solid all the way through, But then I thought that was just to be able to pick the ski up.
No, they have handles on the loops. You know how they have guards on the loops? It looks like it was for aero.
Through the ski loop?
Through the front of the ski. There was holes drilled in the front, not on their qualifying setup at least.
Oh, really? Oh, where it like tips up.
Yeah, where the ski tips up, there's holes drilled in the front of them.
When you're looking at it straight on.
You're just giving out all their secrets.
Oh, I seen it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's not your secret.
No, I didn't see that. I'll have to look into that.
It must have been a qualifying setup or something, because I don't think it was on race day.
Oh,
but really, how much are those skis deflecting?
Probably dragging a lot.
Yeah, because they're facing the wrong way.
CNA has the adjustable, it's got
like
3 notches.
3 notches.
We always run ours all the way down just so they're not fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just bucking wind.
Yeah. Talk about bore and stroke and the different combinations over the years, like the new 850, 858.
Oh, the 858. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know where to go with that one.
I mean, so like, I don't know if they're talking about if they think a 600 could compete with a 850. I mean, basically the horsepower numbers are pretty close, but it's just the torque curve.
It's crazy on how they talk about this new 858 and the motor is going to be lighter than the current 600 motor. And so like,
how the hell does that work?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like Polaris's XLT triple is just it's like a hollow crank.
Oh, sure.
They lightened it up that way.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see on what comes about that. If that works its way into like our 600 race sled engine, if it's going to be that much lighter,
Yeah.
You think it would.
And the way that like trail riding and stuff, the 850 Polaris compared to a 600 Polaris is, stock setup, there's not a huge difference from what I've found.
Yeah.
It's basically the get up and launch. Mid range is, the 850 is ahead, but then they kind of just top out at about the same.
Yeah, I think that could be in maybe ECU stuff too.
Yeah. Just bone dry.
Yeah.
Bone stock.
Bone dry. But I have no idea. Bore and stroke. That's all over my head.
Sure.
It's all the power numbers.
Yeah. It's in the numbers.
It's in the spectrum. Yeah.
Brody, you might know this one. Eric Thompson again. What is the podcast opinion on wearing a fedora with safari flaps? I'm not gonna lie, Eric. I had to look this up to see what it looked like.
What's safari flaps?
Like where it kind of comes down.
Yeah. Oh,
in the back for the sun.
Yeah.
And I approve.
Fedoras.
Yeah, I approve of it, Eric. In the right conditions, if you show up at Heydays this next year with that, I'll approve.
Eric's always got some sort of unique hat, doesn't he? Remember, like USXC days, I thought he had some unique hats.
I guess I can't remember. No,
I thought he had like a beaver pelt or something.
Definitely, in the right conditions, and if you have the confidence to wear it, if you wear it, like you just show up and own it, then I can respect it, and everyone else can too.
Wear it to Heydays this year, Eric, and we'll judge it.
It's something at Heydays though. Like you could wear something like that at Heydays, but if you show up to Pine Lake with something like that on, you're getting a lot of weird looks, and it's like, who the hell is this dumbass? But in the right conditions, and if you own it,
if you're going
acceptable.
to a group like of 100+ people, you never really pick out the guy in the cowboy hat. I think you can get away with it.
Yeah. I knew putting questions out there for people to ask. I knew it was going to be interesting.
Why are you blushing?
Just on. So yeah. Rocket, Eric.
Yeah, rocket. I'd say do it.
Mitch Russell. Maybe talk about how new upcoming racers should approach businesses on sponsorships. I know that it's always a challenge on what to say or write to them when trying to get a sponsor. So it's really tough. Like for me, the last 2 years is I've put out a lot of things for sponsorships of it's just getting more and more expensive to race, and it's almost necessary to try to get people to help you. For me, it's awkward and it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for me to ask people for money.
And think about it. Like you're one of the top pros around here, and it's hard and awkward for you. Think about being like a semi-pro, new and up-and-comer, semi-pro.
Yeah.
You've only done 2 races, and it's like, I have no idea. So
for me,
I'm just saying, throwing that out there.
Just get lucky with the people you know.
Well, no, to a certain extent, go around, ask all your local businesses, because kind of what I've come to learn is that for like your local business, if they have the funding, they'll do it $100, $250. It goes a long way. And it's a tax write-off for them. So like, I had to tell myself it's not me personally asking people for their personal money. It's the business's money, and it's a tax write-off, and they're going to have to end up giving it to the government if they don't.
Yeah, and then you got to promote it as, it's not just you're giving them money, you're promoting the business too.
Yeah.
Helping you out.
Yeah, so that was one way I tried to make myself look at it, because to ask my friends for money, it's like I have a job and everything, just like you guys, but like, please help me fund my racing.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be afraid to ask, because I asked a couple people and they said no. It's like, you're going to get no's, you're going to get yeses, and you're going to get people that donate more than you asked for. That's just how some people go about it. So it's a slippery slope. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. I wouldn't know how to go by it.
But like, try to do it professional. Like
as respectful as you can.
Like I have my printout of last year's results on what like our social media page has done for Arlo Racing and the Gunnar Arlo YouTube page, and then like what we're gonna be planning on doing this upcoming season. So like, just put it out there on what you've done and what you're going to do and what you can try to help promote the sponsors through. Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, even if you're a brand new guy and you say, I'm going to race.
Yeah.
I'll put your stickers on my sled. I'll be at every race.
Yep.
Even if you're a brand new guy, try it.
Kyle?
I'm kind of zoned out there thinking about all the sponsorships
Do you have any sponsors?
Fuck, Brody, look at the table.
Yeah, he's got CNA, aren't you?
CNA, JAG. JAG's a big one.
Yeah.
JAG Body Shop. Come in there and say what up.
Kyle works there. They're also a Gunnar Arlo Racing sponsor too.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
Shout out Johnny.
Yeah, give Johnny a hard time. He gives me a second-gen Dodge that's all fucking rotted.
Oh yeah, you sent me that Snapchat.
Yeah.
Blake, God dang it, I've talked to this guy before too.
Halbosh.
Yeah, I can never read a last name, because Arlo, it doesn't look like
Arloud.
Yeah, Arland.
Gunther Arland.
How's the posi tracker in a Plymouth work?
Oh, yep. It just does.
It was on there.
That is so funny.
There's the GIF on there.
I knew that was going to be a question.
Kyle Solberg had a question here that I thought was pretty good about when it comes to boots and toe guards and keeping your toes warm and not freezing. What brands are good and what brands stay away from? So I'm an FXR sponsored, and my FXR boots get wet.
Yeah,
like straight up, they get wet. I don't know,
like from sweat.
I think it's a little bit. I think they get wet from a little bit of sweat, but then they just continuously getting wet. But I get about 3 years out of a set of boots. But I also think it's because like on how we drag our feet on the lake too, Kyle, like trying to get lube to the track, that we do a lot of that. So I think that wears them out a little bit too, of just that continuous ice beating on them.
Yeah.
So like FXR boots, good for 3 years, and then just upgrade.
You know, I don't even really traditionally stick to a snowmobile boot. I'll run a muck boot. I'll run fucking my Red Wings.
Yeah, Wes has run muck boots.
Yeah.
I watched him dump water out of him at Natowash 2 years ago.
Gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I like muck boots, but they're loose. So I just, you know, lately I've just been rocking my fucking Red Wings.
It's surprising at the Myra races on how many of those guys just wear normal work boots.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a lot of them. Because they were giving me hell. It's like, how can you wear that big FXR boot? And I almost like it because it's so big and it's so stiff that it almost adds like a little stability
Posture, yeah.
when you're hanging off. Like it almost helps hold your leg up almost. Like those catcher pads those knee saver catcher pads you'd put behind your thigh.
Yeah, that's another thing too to add to that. Knee braces, knee guards.
Yeah.
Knee shin pads.
Yeah.
What kind do you run?
Thor.
Yeah.
And I wear them for dirt biking and snowmobiling, and they're only good for about a year. And then they kind of just deteriorate. But yeah, Kyle, FXR boots.
What kind of boot? FXR boot. You run the
BOA.
The BOA.
Yeah. I've had one issue with the BOA, so I keep telling myself every time I get a new pair of boots, is like, I'm not getting the BOAs
Well, it looks
again.
like Climb has come quite a ways with that.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Of like waterproof boots.
Yeah, and everybody that I've talked to about the Climb boots, they really like them. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just too much money to be testing with.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't really have an issue with my feet getting cold. It's my hands that get cold more.
Yeah.
So I don't like. They're the warmest boots that I wanted to wear. So I don't really have a solid answer for you there.
Me either. I'm more focused on gloves too.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. Brian Strassel, the Yamaha, the mechanic to Jacob Björk.
Oh,
And who is the team manager of Yamaha when I went out to the zoo with those guys. He said, I'd like to know how long Hector's beard is. It's
that fucker's long.
Oh,
he had the radar gun, the Arctic Cat.
Yeah.
That fucker is long. He had the radar gun.
Yeah.
At qualifying, and I was looking at the radar gun when he was holding it.
Yeah.
And all I seen was beard flowing in
Just
the
flopping in the wind.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy shit. That's dedication.
That is dedication.
What's been cooking in the crock pot? When I was in the trailer there, they had just got some burgers from that little joint that's at the Sioux. So no crock potting when I was in there.
How long is his beard?
It's
got to be.
It's got to be a foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, the bottom of it was like almost belly button. I'd say.
Yeah, that's dedication.
Aaron Stephen. God, I'm terrible at names. If I were to come from Lower Michigan and race at Pine Lake next year, should I put together a 97 440 ZR or a Greasy triple? Both, but I'd say this new Greasy triple is going to attract a lot more. So if you're into the competition,
yeah,
I would. And then we don't know if the 440 thing is
a go for next
for
year.
sure thing every year. Like,
true.
Is it going to be just a single rider race next year?
It's tough to say.
Yeah. So yeah, if Chad, you're listening, we don't know if the 440 race is a for sure thing for next year, if that's something you're going to keep doing.
And then we don't know if the Grease triple is a for sure thing next year either.
I think it's
for sure.
It sounds more.
Because even Chad commented on my video when I posted about that we got the sled, that he said it was a nice looking sled. So he knows that we bought one for the race.
Yeah.
Because I said it. So, but yeah, even my dad was talking to somebody at Bagley Motorsports at Jessness there, and the mechanic there was brought up something about the triple class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's getting some.
It's getting the word out of there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I want this class to be fucking huge.
I hope so.
I want it to happen too, just because I think it'll sound cool.
What are the limits on Pine Lake race, 440 or 600? And then not sure what you're asking.
Just go to ISR.
Yeah.
ISR is really.
That was a thread on that comment there.
Yeah.
But yeah, 440 is stock.
440 is bone stock.
Yep. Did you, Todd,
Ulschmid.
Jeez, Kyle, you should be reading these off. Did you remove the reverse from the ZRT? Not yet.
But you're going to.
So it was faster than hell today with reverse in it. Oh, we didn't even check if it worked or not.
Doesn't matter. It's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming. We're taking all the reverse out, all the linkage and everything.
Oh, I suppose you just have the 2-place. I was going to say, if you had the enclosed, how nice would that be? Just back it right out.
No, so that's coming out. Just get a little bit more of that rotating mass out of there. Brandon Kubis, I would say bring on some vintage oval racers.
Oh, on the show.
Yeah. So I did just listen to the Carbide podcast. I was slacking there. I listened to Aaron Scheel and then Tim Bender just the last 2 days. And that Tim Bender is just one of those guys of just like unreal of the knowledge.
Oh, just an endless pit of knowledge.
Yeah.
That he can just pull everything out of.
Yeah. Of just how they were custom fabbing everything they could back in the late 70s, early 80s.
And maybe that's something we could get into too. Like after the race season wraps up, I mean, we're getting closer to it wrapping up. Maybe we could get, some builder insight on the show.
Yeah.
Like, Steve Thorson or maybe Brian Sturgeon, all the guys that built the stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, I've wanted to ask people to come on, but like I feel like we're still just kind of 3 guys just bullshitting in the garage. Would people take us serious to want to come on and talk
Tim
to
Berg?
us? Yeah, he knows that we're doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'd be a good one. Black Magic.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So if you're listening, comment, give us ideas of people we can ask to.
Well, that'll be a laundry list of people. Like I have a list of people that I feel like that would be good.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a list already forming, but it's just I feel like because we've been busy doing our own racing stuff too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying at the end of this season.
Like off-season shows.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because then we can, just ramble on about just random builds.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not focused on who's winning this pro class. Hey, Fantasy League, Iron Dog.
Oh yeah, I was gonna plug that at the beginning of the show.
You can, an hour and 20 minutes in.
We're hour 20.
Yeah.
God damn, time flies, Kyle.
Yeah, I know it.
It certainly does doing this show.
Yeah.
It's fucking
But
wild.
it felt like we were on the phone with Scott for a while.
I think half hour or something, I think. I'll plug it right now. Shop Talk Podcast Fantasy League. We got Nathan Poterchek, his Woody's
Awesome.
duffel bag promo code. He said thanks.
Cool.
So stoked for him to get that. And then, Fantasy League for the Iron Dog. Entries have been low. So I don't know if we only plugged it one time, and it was also with that picture of the leaderboard. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it kind of got lost in translation. So Iron Dog Fantasy League is open. I'll have that link in the video. Play it. One of our mechanics for Cataract Collision crew, Lee Davis, him and his wife Heather come down from Alaska to help Cataract Collision.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. So it's super nice people. He texted me just today asking if we had got like a sponsorship yet to give away or something. And I emailed the Iron Dog director people or something, but no response. So he said he was going to talk to somebody and see if he can't get a sweatshirt or something.
Yeah, that would be cool
from them to give away.
Yeah.
So we're working on something. And then also Dustin Dorn, the Dorn brothers drove all the way up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when's the official start?
I don't know.
See, this is stuff we got to get.
I know, like for us to be like legit, we should have known this.
I was clueless too.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
February 17th.
Okay, so it's coming up.
Yeah.
So we have 5 days to get your picks in it'll be 4 days tomorrow.
Yep.
4 days to get your picks in.
Yep. So I'll plug it all this week.
Sounds good.
And hopefully have something to promote.
I got to do some thinking.
Promote to pick. My RM fantasy sucked this week
too.
I didn't even look.
I
didn't even look. How'd you do?
Glenn's first now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm second.
I think I'm fourth. I'm still up there.
My picks, I had like the top 4 right, but just in the wrong order. Totally wrong order.
So I got Jason Anderson right. I didn't even have Ken Roxon in the top 5.
Who would have picked Kenny to win?
Yeah.
Oh, that was what I was going to ask Vince. Is like, God dang it. Vince being at Zorba has really screwed up the questions.
We can't call people when they're out and about.
Well, I asked him, I said, are you okay with a call? He's like, yeah, live from Zorba's. So he was okay with it.
I guess so.
But yeah, Ken Roczen winning on a 2018 Suzuki.
Yep.
That bike hasn't changed since 2018.
No, it was pretty cool.
I mean, he rode
can
awesome.
ride the shit out of that thing.
It was weird seeing Jet catch and pass Tomac.
Yeah,
That's sad.
That was like a little like you hadn't watched him like actually just pull up behind him and then just pass him and pull away. It's like, yep, pass.
Sport has changed.
Yep.
Just don't sell out like the fucking NFL. Copy.
Copy.
I hear you. Okay, back to it. We got just a couple left.
Yeah.
Cool.
Paul LaFond, why is everyone struggling with the Catalyst platform?
No gears.
Well, there's three different.
I'd just say it's a new sled. They're still working out the kinks.
A new sled with, that was what one guy commented, is just the lack of development.
Yeah.
Being that it's been just a kind of a not a good winter.
Mm-hmm.
So there hasn't been a whole lot of R&D going into it this winter just for the lack of snow. But yeah, that would be pretty much how I'd put it. It was just that it's just a whole new chassis with just not a whole lot of R&D time on it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that was what we ran into at the Sioux. Like, we had one built and everything, but with just the lack of R&D, you have no idea what it's going to do after 100 miles.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, props to Langus Racing with Abe and Caleb Nyman running it, and they made it 400 some laps. And I think the motor went on them, but that's just anything can happen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was running strong for him.
Every manufacturer goes through it.
Yeah, for sure. So I'd just chalk it up to just a lack of time and racing miles on it, because the racing miles is where all the changes and the development come into into play.
Yeah, the actual real learning.
Yeah.
Just look at the Polaris Fusion, greatest sled ever built. Just no R&D on it.
That was one thing we could get back into as our three best.
Yeah, I was going to ask Scott. I thought about that on the way up here. I was like, we should ask Scott what his top 3 favorite sleds are.
I just thought of one of top 3 like skills you wish you'd have.
Fucking X-ray vision, bro.
I wish I could, like, me and Brady talked about that at work the one day. It's like, I wish I could sing. Could you imagine how cool that would be? Like, just be in a bar and just start wailing away like George Strait.
Yeah, that'd be pretty damn cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, no, everyone thinks about that. Everyone thinks about that.
What if I could sing?
What if, God, it would be so cool to sing. Everyone has that conversation with somebody.
Yeah. Or I wish I was a carpenter, to be a good carpenter.
Oh, yeah, build shit?
We were just talking about the guys. We were talking about making a crew and actually building houses, because no one builds houses around here anymore. It's like, we could figure out something and be a contractor.
If you were
crew.
talented in plumbing and fucking
that's
how to build shit, a carpenter.
That's where we're going.
Like, we got Regan.
Exactly. So that's where we're kind of branching off of.
Electricity part.
And then I would do all the painting and everything.
Cabinets.
Yeah, there you
cabinets.
go.
And I could do the dirt work. It wouldn't be very good, but
yeah.
I could fucking lay some cable, bring it back to the days. Fuck.
Okay. If you, Mike Young, get a hold of the NEXC Pro Winter Herf. Well, we talked about that. We'll try to get Herf in after Native Wash.
It's in the works, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to comment that it was like, oh, we're already calling Scott Preston.
Mm-hmm.
So we contacted the promoter of the race.
Mm-hmm. Which was cool. Super cool.
Chris McGrath, maybe for you, Brody. Do you remember blowing bubbles as a kid?
With what? With gum? Or with
I
spit?
still do that shit.
I still blow bubbles with gum.
Yeah.
And then Craig, our sponsor, the Cataract Collision sponsor, Energy Concepts Heating and Air Conditioning. Sioux Racing jockstrap or free ball? And
free ball, that shit.
I'd wear spandex.
No, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wear tight undies.
Yeah, compression shorts, spandex.
Ethica spandex is what I was rocking. Super vented because it was warm out.
But no, you definitely got to wear something.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, at Pine Lake, you got to wear tight undies.
Oh, yeah.
Pine Lake, I doubled up on underwear because it was so cold out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was wearing
I've had that
compression
problem
shorts
almost every single time, like, I've raced.
Really?
Freezing. Yeah. freezing that area because it's nylon, you know, down there.
And when you're hanging off the sled, your leg is out there.
Straight wind.
Yep.
I didn't have a problem with that.
You must not have been hanging off far enough then.
Yeah. I'm hanging off. You see that picture of me?
It's small target.
It ate some of your goddamn ice chips. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I was aiming for him.
I'm hanging off there enough to feel it. So,
but no, it was a chock. Man, we got a lot done in this show.
Yeah, in an hour and a half.
It was a chock full weekend of racing though.
Yeah.
Everybody was up at Valcourt, snowcross guys, the oval guys. Mm-hmm. Matt Gady went 2 for 2 on his Champ 440 sled. Looked really good. Supercross, Ken Roxon won.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Cooper Webb fell way back. I don't know.
I know. I had him in the top 5.
Yeah.
Did you watch the races, Kyle?
I had him up there too.
I watched the practice a little bit, but then after that,
like, do you just watch the highlights then, or?
Yeah, I watched the highlights afterwards. But
I see.
Saturday, I can't release it on the internet. They can't know what I'm doing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I was just playing Xbox.
Sure. And then Super Bowl yesterday.
Fuck that.
To talk about Valcourt, the snowcross track, they had an actual good snowcross track set up where it was almost like shaped like a boot, I guess you would call it.
Mm-hmm. That's better than an oval.
Yeah, for sure. You throw a one right-handed corner in there too. But the rhythm section they had set up on Saturday was super deep, like to where you had to go down in the bottom of the hole to be able to like clear the next one.
Yeah,
it wasn't one of those where they just slap off the top.
Mm-hmm.
It actually took rhythm.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it was just doubles. Yeah, so it was just like, and then it did get pretty clapped out to where it was like slap, and then top and slap, and but like they had a huge finish line jump. Yeah, like it booted you. And then it was like a gnarly square edge landing. Yeah. For the final, the pro guys weren't even jumping it all the way.
Oh no.
And like, so it was a hell of a jump there. So that was pretty interesting to watch. But and then the oval, it was warm up there too.
And
so
that was water.
Yeah, there was water on the track, and so that's always fun to watch too. Just throws a little bit of a curveball for those guys. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Super Bowl. It was kind of a boring.
Yeah, it was boring.
Yeah. I think the NFL has sold out too much.
But it was boring, and then at the end, the Chiefs just ran down the ball, made it look easy. Yeah. Just little short passes here and there. It's like, what's the defense doing the first quarter?
The first half?
Well, the first half.
49ers dominated.
The defense was winning them the game.
Yeah.
It was, and then where did that go? Yep. They just couldn't get to Mahomes at all during the second half.
Yep. And then they had him closed out there like third down and fourth down there like 2 times on that last drive, but they
just made it look easy.
Converted it both times. Yeah. The halftime show, what do you think?
I couldn't care less.
I didn't like it.
Usher.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the last time he had a new song or the last time I heard one of his songs.
Exactly.
It was like, probably at a wedding dance.
People loved it on Facebook.
Really? I didn't
give it
anything of it.
I gave it a 3 out of 10. Just because of the ending. The ending was okay.
Little John, the coolest part.
And Luda.
Yeah.
So the ending brought it together, but like the first 85% of it was not good.
No, I mean, could care less.
We're not going to say it's good. Let's be real. We're not going to say it's good unless like Garth Brooks or fucking AC/DC or Metallica.
Oh, yeah. I keep saying 5 Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
Like that would be kick ass. A badass rock band.
Creed
would be amazing.
Yeah. We were talking about that. Creed would be sweet.
Nickelback.
So if anybody is listening and they have something to do with the NFL and the Super Bowl, bring Creed back. Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
That would slap.
Or bring one of the new country guys. Zach Bryan. Zach Bryan would be fucking huge. He's almost too big for the
Christian
Super Bowl.
McCaffrey played at a Zach Bryan concert. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. He fucking tapped the keys a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, bring Zach Bryan would be a huge name for the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
Yep.
They wouldn't do it, though. He's almost too big.
We kind of got off topic there. We were talking about Nadawash.
Usher.
What do you think about Nadawash now?
I think it's going to be fun. I mean, there's not much snow, so that's going to make it fun.
Hopefully a nice plowed track.
Well, hopefully plowed, but they said the ice was rough.
I know. I texted Dylan Stevens about that, and he said he didn't really understand what that meant either. Because like when we were on Pine Lake today, Pine Lake was pretty nice still.
Yeah, so I don't want to go in. If it is going to be rough, I don't want to go in full fucking sprint setup.
Well, we'll probably take a drive down there probably this next weekend. And
sounds good. Yeah, I think this weekend I got to get out and do some testing on the XC and get the jetting right before I go to Florida.
Yeah.
So when are you going to Florida? So
Monday.
You have this weekend to test.
Yeah.
And then you're gone Monday to
Friday. So I come back on Friday. So I'll be
right into the race day.
Yeah, I don't have any time in between.
Oh, I see.
So I got to get it done this week.
This weekend.
Yeah.
And Brody, you're not racing?
No, probably not. Probably just do Foston.
Colin might make an appearance. He's still up in the air about coming to the first one. He will be at the second one.
Oh, okay, sure.
That'll be cool.
So yeah, back-to-back weekends. It'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It'll be fun because like you guys will have the ZRT there for the classics class and stuff, and if you don't get it quite right for the first weekend, the second weekend, we're just going right back to it. So it's like I think it's gonna be fun.
I did tease Dad is like if it does like 110 plus, I'll race it in Pro Open.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Next year, if we get the triple to go fast, like 110, I mean, why not run in a Pro Open?
Yeah, I mean, because the 4-stroke is like if all the mod sleds last till the end, the stock 4-stroke is about like a 5 to 7 placing sled. Like that's where it usually is. Like I got lucky when those top 4 sleds broke down at Pine Lake and I won.
Yeah.
And so that can happen with the open
definitely.
sleds. That can happen anytime. But if all the sleds make it, it's about a 5 to 7 sled. So might as well just go out there and have some fun on an old ZRT.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a blast?
And if it's fast enough to compete, to be up in the 5,
Well, I wonder if that would get like some of the teams thinking, like maybe we don't go with our brand new sleds and make mod sleds. Like maybe we stick to something fast.
They wouldn't do that. They can't do it.
Shut up,
It's
Brody.
the team.
You don't fucking know.
Well, it was like I remember I think it was last year. Polaris didn't do contingency for Pro Open because I don't know if it was just because people weren't building mod sleds anymore for it. They were just running stockers in it. But I don't know if they did it this year or not. But I know for sure last year they didn't offer contingency for Pro Open at Pine Lake.
You dumb down the suspension. It's a lot simpler.
Yeah,
on an older machine.
Like I have so much fun riding that ZR440.
Yeah,
it is so much fun.
And they're easy to make power with.
Yeah. What I do want to try to figure out is like to get an actual number on what it cost for me to bring my 4-stroke to the Sioux next year.
Oh yeah, and do some qualifying with it.
Just to have it, make qualifying runs on it just for fun, and then just to have Dad jump on it for rookie practice just for fun. Like, what would the costing number be to have me bring it out there and just do that? So
that'd be cool,
just for fun.
Yeah.
But good show.
Yeah, alrighty.
I'd
Thanks
say
for
so.
watching.
Talking to Scott was cool. That was his name, right?
Scott
Yep.
Preston.
Yeah, Scott Preston.
2 first names.
Scott Preston. Yeah.
And short action. Well, no, it was still like 10 minutes with Vince.
Yeah, he's great. We'll have to get him back on sometime.
Vince?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, Scott.
Oh, I said Vince. I thought you were talking about Vince.
No, Scott. Yeah, I think that'd be good. As long as he had fun with it.
I'll tell you. After we're done recording here, I'll tell you what I could have been doing over Nadawash. It gave me second thoughts. Like, if there was a foot of snow on Nadawash and they weren't going to plow it, like I'd probably be doing something else. But since it might be a pretty good Lake Le Mans race, I'll be there.
Yeah.
But
alrighty.
But yeah, thanks again, everybody watching, listening, DMing us about shows.
The questions.
Interesting.
Thanks for the questions. Kind of added something different to it.
Yeah. We threw a new curveball. Maybe we'll, if we get another episode like this, we can do it again.
Yeah.
Just throw a couple in there every once in a while.
We got to get some tech questions for Vince too. So
yeah, like I'm not going to bring that up.
All right.
Secrets.
Thanks, my wife Katie.
Yes.
My wife Mandy.
Thanks, Mandy.
She made us some banana bread.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My mom said, when you wait for things to happen, good things will happen. And
banana bread.
Mandy made us banana bread. And hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I fucking love banana bread.
For the show tonight?
Shit, yeah. I'm going to dig into that right when we turn this off.
Heck yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
All right.
Episode 19 in the bag.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.